Hey! Reviews!
Back up in here, yo!
And today we're going to review Wonder Woman.
84.
Wonder Woman 1984.
84. The greatest of all what...
Alright, so from my initial reaction, you can probably tell, hated it. Did not like it. Did not like it at all. I'm just going to get right to it. No, I'm not going to pull any punches. Better not bring your kids to the review. I fucking hated it. I did not like it at all.
I saw it first, and I kind of warned him. I tried to ease him into this one.
I did not like it.
And I was like, what? There's issues I have throughout this movie that go through. The 80s come at you, the stuff. I'm like, when you see it, you'll see.
And to clarify, I didn't really care for the first one that much, but it was better than this one. Now, right off the bat, the premise of the film could have been a whole lot better. And here's my thing.
I like the actor playing the villain, and I don't think he did a bad job. I just feel like they didn't give him like a lot to work with, story-wise. Like he tried to do his best. He tried to get the best out of that he could, and it was just like.
So here's my issue, which I think Ian can probably confirm this. Like the issue here is you have a prequel to a film that showcases more powers in the past than what she's already displayed, which is supposed to be taking in present day.
Yeah,
that's my biggest issue with just the general plot of the film.
Yeah, she has more powers in 1984 than she did in the Justice League, Dawn of Justice.
Yeah, in the Batman
Superman movies. Like she has more power and she's stronger now than she did then. So it's like, did you forget how to do all this stuff in 40-something years that she was just chilling? I mean,
yeah,
you're getting weaker.
On top of that, they already have. I mean, Wonder Woman. Don't get me wrong. Literally, probably my top female superhero. Like I have watched all the animated movies for her. I've read lots of comics, which I don't understand. There's a lot of content that they kind of took, stripped it down, and changed it so it doesn't really work. Like somehow the obscure origin story for Cheetah is worse in this movie than it is in the comics, and it's already kind of not that good in the comics. There's tons of videos out there if you want to check them out on YouTube. I won't go over it, but it could have been better in this movie because we're not going to do spoilers yet. What did you think about the way they introduced her in this one?
I don't think they even named her Cheetah in this movie.
Nope. She just kind of resembles one.
Yeah, and they don't actually call her that. She just at some point becomes.
All she says is, "Oh, Barbara, what have you done?"
Yeah, and even her. I took a point with her even becoming Cheetah. I was like, I don't even think that's kind of a good way it should have happened.
I want to be an apex predator.
It just didn't.
Ever see Chronicles?
Yeah, it just didn't work for me.
No, not the same. So that didn't work for me. After reading some blogs and some posts or whatever from Patty Jenkins, I understand they were trying to go for the 1980s feel by making this. This is a good version of how to do that wrong. Whereas Stranger Things is a way to do it right.
The first thing I said to him when I watched the movie first was, the 80s is so in your face, it's annoying. It's distracting.
Which is saying a lot because we both have a lot of nostalgia from the 80s.
I love 80s movies. I watch them all the time.
I would rather go back and watch the Linda Carter Wonder Woman TV series from beginning to end than watch this movie again.
It was just so much over the top 80s. Instead of just doing subtle stuff that's, hey, it's in the 80s, it's like you had to go get the craziest clothes. You had to get the brightest colors. You had to go get all the stuff, and it was like, you didn't need to do that to tell us it's in the 80s. It's in the title. We know it's in the 80s.
And there's times in the film, too, where, Wonder Woman isn't concerned about anything except for Chris Pine's character.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's like, well, would she? This is why I have a problem with the first one. I don't like that they're like, oh, Wonder Woman is only at her most powerful when she's in love with this man. No, she's strong all the time. Doesn't matter if she's in love with the man or not.
Yeah.
Like, or if she has a love interest, she's just powerful all the time. Doesn't matter, right?
Yes.
And like to continuously make her dependent, which is supposed to be like an empowering film for women, which I 100% get. I'm on board with that. Everything else, but even like feminist sites rated this movie lower because of the way she's depicted in this one. It's like it's worse than the first one. If that helps at all, any, which is weird to say that somehow they got worse in the second film. And she's only saving women, and then it's pretty much only guys that are bad in this film. Like right off the bat in the opening scene, there's a black market deal happening, and the black market deal is actually ran by a female who doesn't get busted or even interrogated or questioned at all whatsoever.
Yeah.
But the men do that are like in the scene, right? Nothing happens to them. There's no mention. They get off scot-free pretty much as far as we know. So it's kind of weird. And then there's like that awkward scene in the mall with a kid. I don't want to get too descriptive, but it happens in like the first 15 minutes. I don't think it really matters. And it's kind of weird. I'm like, oh, you're only talking to the little girl though. Like, Wonder Woman is
like you're beating up all these people, but you're talking to the girl like.
Yeah, it's like that's not really her character. Yes, like she's like all about girl power and women empowerment and what have you, but she doesn't go out of her way to like make a point of that. At least not in anything that I've ever read where it's that extreme the way it's shown now. And I get that everyone needs to be represented, especially like in the superhero realm. Just it's a little bit much, right? Like you don't see men like only saving men. Like, hey bro, I saved you.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like a woman's falling off a cliff somewhere and he doesn't want to go save her, right? Like guys superheroes are saving everybody as best they can, right? And I think that should be the same for any female superhero, right? Right? Like, hey, that person is in need. I'm going to go help them. Yeah. So you go help them. You're not like, wait a minute, is it the woman in need? I'm going to help the woman. The guy can fend for himself, right? Like, no, you help whoever needs the help, right? That's the nature of a superhero, or at least it's supposed to be. So I don't know. I didn't care for the premise.
Another thing that really bothered me, the lasso. What the hell is she swinging on?
Don't do it because you're gonna go into spoilers. So
it's just like that. It's just the fact that it changed based on what she needed.
That's what I said. Like, it goes into the realm of the way they display the powers. It's nothing good. So we can go into spoilers though. Do you want to switch end this one and go into spoilers then?
Yeah, because I'm gonna start going into like the powers and the lasso and all this other stuff that her evolve of powers. Yeah. It just doesn't.
Okay, let's talk about the pacing. How was the pacing of the film for you?
I didn't have a problem with the pacing. I just had a problem with the fact that they didn't build a good story. If you had a good story to go with it, the normal movie, like there's a conflict, there's something to get over, you're at the end, and there's a resolution and whatever it is, and you have a callback from before. That's normal story, but it's just like the fact that you don't care. No,
I found it super, super duper odd that for having a film that references a previous character and all their engagements, there wasn't a single flashback to any of it.
Yeah.
Right? There were some photos, but no flashback to any moments that help you remember. There was that whole initial flashback scene that takes place when Diana's little, which kind of sets up the entire movie that truth is important above all else.
Yes.
Right? I don't know. That was kind of corny. And I supposedly from what I was reading.
Well, I guess they try to tie in truth and the lasso of truth and, try to build that bridge out. But it's just.
But overall, the supposedly from what I was reading, that was their whole intent to try to make a corny comic book style 80s in your face film.
And it's hard because the first one was
good job, but I don't think we asked you for that.
Yeah, the first one was more dark and gritty, and even the other Justice League's ones were kind of more darker and kind of more serious. And then this one you're just we're just gonna go 80s and just 80s comedy, almost a spoof of Wonder Woman.
Which I don't know. I want to see a very powerful Wonder Woman out there doing awesome things. Even the way they shot, the way she's running and doing certain things is very $1 Million Man-ish style.
Which
like, that's all I needed was the bionic sound.
They're just doubling down on the 80s, which is like
Yeah.
they were doing too much.
And then like
80s.
the focus on fashion, that's so weird to me that you focus on fashion in the middle of a superhero movie where like people are dying or wars are starting, and you're like, should you wear that out today?
Yeah.
I don't know if that matches with what you're wearing. That's kind of silly, right? It's completely unnecessary. I'm all in the realm of joking. Obviously, it's a fantasy film in general, right? Because we're talking about superheroes. But come on, right? It's not. You never seen Superman in the mall like, Lois, I think you should wear a different dress today while mayhem is occurring outside.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's silly, right? And to say that a female would be more concerned with her love interest dressing appropriately while chaos is happening around the world, no, to me that's super demeaning to her. Like, there's no way she's gonna be like, you know what? You need to be dressed really well before I go save the world. So let's focus on your outfit.
Yeah.
Right? That's stupid, dumb. Like Wonder Woman
And I feel
is
like
not gonna do that.
That was put in place just to give like a weird like 80s dressing montage
Yeah.
section, and it was just like, come on.
So dumb. And the whole fish out of the water thing, like, okay, yes, we get it. He supposedly has been gone. He has no idea of what's going on in the future. He's here now. Blah blah blah. Right from the trailers, we see that. But is it necessary to do every single solitary scene? No. But before I go continue, we're gonna end up getting the spoilers. So my overall ranking for this one, 1.5 stars. What about you?
2.
Generous.
It's a half. Like, it's not even one.
Overall rating 1.5 stars.
Yeah.
So 2 from him, 1.5 for me. Average down. Okay, we'll say 1.75.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So on the next one, we'll be talking about spoilers. Thank you everyone for watching, and we're gonna try to upload a little bit more often than what we have, because I know for those who have been following our channel, we haven't uploaded in a while. But we're gonna put some more out for you.
Yes.
So stay tuned for that.
A lot more streaming movies.
Yes, 2021 apparently is the year where they're putting out a whole lot more. They're going to release a lot more better plans, so that means more reviews for you guys to check out. Let us know if there's anything you want us to review in the comments down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.